Personally, I never considered to invest in Alibaba. I never feel the urge really. However, it is such a big company, and also e-commerce is really big in China. And so here are some quick stats and risks also about Alibaba and China's technology companies in general. So here are the top 10 countries ranked by retail e-commerce, how much share of the total sales have been done online in 2021 and 2022. Note, as this is from a December 2020 source, these are obviously projections, but what you can see here is that China is number one, and they are really number one by far. So almost double of the country that is coming second in terms of e-commerce penetration. More than half of China's retail sales are taking place online and are supposed to grow even in 2022. Meanwhile, if you look at some of the Western countries, even the US is lagging at only 15% and increasing to 16%. So just a slight increase here. And so one could argue, well, you want to be invested in the country that is obviously most active in the area of e-commerce in the world. If we are looking at the valuation of Alibaba, and so that's not a stock price chart, but of course reflecting its enterprise value in the end, we can see that on a price to earnings ratio, Alibaba has almost never traded lower than currently. So in 2016, it was the last time when it hit this 15 PE ratio. So one could argue that this might actually be kind of a bottom signal here. And while it has recovered a little bit on this metric, if we're using enterprise value to sales ratio, this chart really looks very bad. Since the peak in 2020, it's just going down and there seems to be nowhere of a bottom in sight. And of course, Alibaba has been at the heart of the so-called China technology crackdown. And just today, again, we have some news around this. So here's news by the Cyber Administration of China about launching a special action for algorithm governance. And the work objectives and main tasks are basically around enforcing that the organizations and tech companies are adhering to the regulations by self-examination, but also by on-site inspections. But those kind of rules around algorithms are not really new, because basically what they have to do is to inform the users about the algorithms that are being used, that users need to opt in actively, and those recommendation engines shouldn't actually help to spread any fake news, help to exploit gig workers. So that's maybe in the case of Ele.me, which is an Alibaba subsidiary. And frankly, Alibaba had some wrongdoings in this regard, for example, with the e-commerce platforms like Taobao, which is known for fake goods as well, and also some of their marketing activities haven't been quite straight, let's call it like this. And also Alibaba was well known for really fighting competitors like even other tech companies like WeChat, and kind of having a walled garden where other companies may not actually have a stake in Alibaba's ecosystem. But overall, it seems like the fear is kind of fading out on these news and crackdowns, because it seemed to be normalizing a little bit. And also we get news like this. For example, the Cyberspace Administration of China has shown that 216,000 employees have left those top 12 internet companies and tech companies like Alibaba, like Tencent, like Meituan. And at the same time, actually 296,000 have been hired. And so this really puts some question marks around the reporting that we've seen by, for example, CNBC, the Financial Times, Bloomberg, the New York Times, and so on, who spoke around all of these effects of the technology crackdowns, that people are being fired. And yes, there have been layoffs, but at the same time, there is a net positive hiring actually by these companies. And so with those kind of signals in terms of the valuation on the one hand side, and the fundamentals and policy macros here on the other hand, it's really worth questioning and thinking about whether it's time to dip the toe into Alibaba. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Have you bought Alibaba recently? Let me know why you have done that. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and also a share, and then see you in the next one.